Workers at Fukushima Daiichi have discovered a new challenge in their efforts to decommission the nuclear plant. They've found the level of water in one of the reactors is lower than they thought. They say they don't know whether it even covers all the nuclear fuel inside. What the fuck? They say they don't know whether it even covers all the nuclear fuel inside. The workers used robotic probes to measure the level and temperature of cooling water inside the vessel. They'd used pictures taken 2 years ago to estimate that the water was 60 centimeters deep. Now, they found it's only around 30 centimeters. And they say that suggests it's keeping the melted fuel cool. Still, officials with Tokyo Electric Power Company say the temperature is around 35 degrees Celsius. They suspect water is leaking through a pipe into a unit called a suppression chamber. And they say that suggests it's keeping the melted fuel cool. They suspect water is leaking through a pipe into a unit called a suppression chamber. They believe it's flowing through holes in the chamber, then out of the reactor building. Workers are planning to plug the holes, then they'll add water to the vessel and remove the fuel from the reactor. They believe it's flowing through holes in the chamber, then out of the reactor building.
What's so funny now? I sometimes just think funny things.
Workers are planning to plug the holes, then they'll add water to the vessel and remove the fuel from the reactor.
First your ass is backed up, now the toilet's backed up, and if you're not gonna have the right attitude about it, fuck it, I'll just shit on you. Hi, Anthony Sullivan here with the pushover plunge. Now check this shit out. We got all this blue shit in here, that's cool, but guess what? I got this pushover plunge, just grab it from the top and give it all you got.
Residents near the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear plant have begun to return to their homes as workers decontaminate those regions. But a recent survey has found that radiation levels in some areas are still much too high.
And if you're not gonna have the right attitude about it, fuck it, I'll just shit on you.
High radiation areas are designated as no-entry evacuation zones. More than 20,000 people are registered as residents of those areas. They are unlikely to be able to return to their homes for several years.
And there you have it. Clean as a whistle. It doesn't take a fucking genius. You push down and you get 25 times more pressure. The pushover plunge is going to work with any size toilet, any size clog, any size shit. I don't care, it's going down.
Environment Ministry officials did decontamination work in the zones to see how far they can reduce radiation levels. They chose residential areas, farmlands, roads, and public facilities as sampling spots.
If you don't do anything, it'll just overflow. And churning the dookie butter doesn't help either. That shit's disgusting. It's time to keep it clean and sanitary, so you never have to touch that shitty water ever again. And it fits in your pocket. Shit anywhere.
The test results show that average radiation levels decreased by 50 to 70% after workers removed surface soil and washed roads and buildings. But the levels are still more than 10 times higher than the government standard for requiring decontamination.
It's another typical dinner at the Garcia family fiesta. All they did was eat bean burritos, and they clogged that shit up. It's not going anywhere. It's time to use the pushover plunge and get that shit out of there.
Ministry officials say it is difficult to completely remove radioactive substances that have penetrated minute crevices on road surfaces and roofs.
Seconds. Is your toilet backed up and being stubborn just like your girlfriend? Well, no more. Just grab her by the back of the head and...
The results encouraged some residents but disappointed others.
I want the government to decontaminate the area so we can get our lives back.
So I've always been self-conscious of using public restrooms and I always clogged the toilet. But ever since I've been using the pushover plunge, I could bring it with me wherever I need to. I'm gonna need it right now.
We have no other choice but to go forward.
The radiation levels are too high.
How many toilets did I break back in my day? Several, but now I have the pushover plunge, so... Who am I kidding? They break anyways. Yes.
I don't feel like going back even if the trial decontamination work succeeded in reducing the radiation.
Pooping's always been a problem for me. Plumbers just can't handle my pipes. But with the pushover plunge, I can poop as hard as I want, and it feels so good.
Officials will now consider whether to carry out full-scale decontamination in those areas while consulting with evacuees about whether they would like to return to their hometowns.
Get ready to start plunging your shit down the toilet for just $10. But I know what you're thinking. You shit twice as much, so I'll double the value. You'll shit everywhere. Upstairs, downstairs, at your friend's house.
The government plans to offer financial assistance to residents who give up their plans to return home.